It's 6 o'clock a.m. We just left Shalimar, and we're very happy to leave. We're finally on our way. Morning, Captain Bob.
Good morning.
We are motoring the boat. We're away from land. A beautiful sunrise to start us off. And we're headed across the bay. Before I explain about part 2 of the Bay Breeze trip, I have to clarify that there was mistakes on the first video. Some interesting points I'm going to tell you about that were different. So I said when my dad saw the boat, he flew down with my mom. He didn't fly down with my mom. My mom went down to see the Bay Spirit originally. So my dad went down by himself to look at the Bay Breeze on his own. He already had plane tickets to go down there, and the week or a few days before flying down there, he fell on the Bay Spirit and broke some of his ribs. So he had broken ribs, and he went down there with broken ribs and inspected the Bay Breeze, which was very difficult because he was trying to crawl around and inspect the boat with broken ribs. So that was the one thing I forgot to mention, which was kind of an interesting piece of the story. Then he told me about the boat, and now the two of us didn't fly down. We drove down, which was kind of a fun trip. We drove all the way down to Florida to Destin to look at it, and a couple of funny things happened on that trip, which would be, we stayed at this horrible motel. I don't remember the name, but it was awful. Our room smelled like cigarettes horribly. After having a long day of driving, we settled in and went to go to bed, and around 12:31 in the morning, the fire alarms went off. They were trying to get everybody out of the motel, so we had to wake up, and they were trying to evacuate everyone from the motel, and we just stayed and waited, and finally went off. The next morning we got up early after having a horrible night's sleep in that room. And it was still dark out when we left, and I hit some kind of an animal. I don't know what it was, but smashed up my whole bumper, and there was fur. It was awful. We finally got down there, and the two of us looked at the boat, and we decided on it, and we drove back. But that was kind of a fun trip, driving down there. So when we went to go get the boat, the two of us flew down. In the beginning of that trip, we went to Boston Airport, got dropped off by my cousin Kevin, and he already started his trip back down to work, and we found out that our flight was out of Providence, not Boston. So I called him, and he came all the way, he turned around, drove us all the way down to Providence. Thank you, Kevin. So that started the trip. So those were things that I forgot to mention, or things that were different that I figured I'd start out by telling. We just left Shalimar Boatyard early in the morning, and the first body of water was Chattahoochee. How do you say it?
I don't know.
Chattahoochee Bay, I think. Across the bay, we entered a really skinny river. We were in there for a while, and then we came out in West Bay. We crossed West Bay, then we went south, right, we went under a big bridge, first bridge of many, and then we went right under Panama City, and then that connects to East Bay.
Right.
Now when we got to the end of East Bay, we were coming up to another skinny river, and I think we looked ahead and we weren't sure if we'd have enough time to pass there before it got dark. We didn't want to be in any of these skinny rivers where there's no lights. You don't know if you're close to the edge or not.
Can't see anything.
So that was our first night. We dropped anchor and we slept in East Bay. Right?
I believe believe so.